What is up, everybody? It is Mikeman WBA here, back with a special episode of the WWE Draft Wars with Nathan.
Aye aye.
And this episode is very special because it is, of course, the Royal Rumble event. Don't know about you, Nathan, but it's my favourite pay-per-view of the year.
Oh, I mean, Roadblock End of the Line's a surefire contender.
Yeah, but we didn't do that one, so...
Not
Royal
yet.
Rumble, my favourite one of the year. So we're going to jump in, because we have a stacked card for you today. Some of the matches, though, very short, because we didn't make the show long enough.
We were booked by Hornswoggle.
Yeah, we could have done with an extra half an hour on the schedule, but we didn't think about that until we were already done with all the matches, and we were 20 minutes over.
That's fine. Fuck it, we'll do it live.
Yeah. So we're going to kick off the show in the Carrier Dome, wherever that is, with a Cruiserweight title match as Buddy Murphy takes on a SmackDown superstar for once, as Buddy Murphy defeats Sin Cara in 7 minutes 54 by pinfall with the Murphy's Law to make defense number 3 of his Cruiserweight title. Murphy getting a 44, Sin Cara getting a 53, the match getting a 53 C- as well. No work improvements unfortunately, but Buddy Murphy retains the title and keeps it on Monday Night Raw.
Big match, Buddy.
Yeah. Well done to him. As we move straight on to the main show, as two more Lucha Buddies are in tag team action. Nathan, why don't you take us through your tag team title shot?
So, Lucha House Party, they earned their tag team title shot in the last episode of Raw. The Revival obviously earned it a few weeks ago when they defeated the Club, and the Usos earned this spot in the match by being the champions. And they retained those championships in 7:44 with Jim Uso pinning Lince Dorado with the double super kick. That's their first defense of those tag titles. They won it unforgiven. A 73B- is a brilliant rating. Speaking of brilliant ratings, Grand Metalik with a 70. The Revival are doing a little bit better now because they're not being performed as well as I'd like so far. But Jimmy Uso with an 86, Jey Uso with an 82. It's what you want. You can't beat it.
Yeah.
Like, that's a brilliant result there for the lads. And yeah, we move on.
Well, let's have a quick look, see if there's any worker improvements. There is Jey Uso improving his performance skills.
Big match, Jey Uso.
Yeah. But well, I'll be honest, whenever I see that someone wins with the double super kick, I can always just imagine them doing both themselves. They just do it with both feet.
A drop kick.
Yeah, basically. That's what a drop kick is, it's a double super kick. I'm going to refer to drop kicks as that from now on.
Nah, if you do it from the front.
Technicalities. We move on to our second match of the evening, and it's a big one. No, we don't. We move on to an angle backstage. Forgot I added this. It's going well. As The Miz, we go backstage at Shane's office. Miz walks in with his little buddy Kurt Hawkins, and Miz talks to Shane. He's like, Shane, buddy. Oh, pal. Mate, buddy, Shane. Cool friend. Good guy. Love you. How about I'll get you a shot in my next movie, The Marine 7. You can be in it as my sidekick. All you have to do is let Kurt Hawkins enter the Royal Rumble. Take someone out. Take Biggie out. No one cares. Take Nakamura out. Take Daniel Bryan out. Nobody cares about Daniel Bryan. Take Daniel Bryan out. Put Kurt Hawkins into the Rumble. You can be my sidekick in the next movie. And Shane just says no. Shane refuses to allow this and actually threatens to take Miz out and put Kurt Hawkins in if he doesn't leave his office right now. So, very sheepishly and very quickly, The Miz leaves Shane's office, and Kurt Hawkins, I'm afraid, does not get to enter this year's Royal Rumble.
Poor Kurt.
Yeah, 81B, decent little angle.
Yeah, could have been better.
Miz can literally carry anybody.
He can, yes. And what happens up next?
We have a big match.
Ooh,
and it's for the women's title as Becky Lynch defeats Charlotte Flair in 12 minutes 54 by submission with a disarmer to make defense number 3 of her SmackDown women's title. Becky still a little disappointing with the ratings because this mod really was right before she really picked up all of her steam. So she's still a little, not underrated, but
it's having to build up that popularity that she now has.
She hadn't hit her stride yet.
Yeah.
So Becky was 64, Charlotte with an impressive 78 though. No worker improvements in this match, but a 71C+, not a bad rating at all.
Yeah, and it'll really help for the next match. It'll help keep that crowd up a bit.
Yeah, and hopefully Becky will continue to sort of improve in the near future as we build up to WrestleMania. Our next match, though, I believe it's a match. It could be another angle. Who knows? It's an angle. There you go. Good job, I covered myself. As we just have a little backstage interview with Elias, talking to Renee Young. And he says he's going to win the Rumble, and then he's going to play the best song he's ever played for the good people in the Carrier Dome. Renee asks for a little sample. Elias says no. I'm going to keep it a surprise for everyone watching. No
Elias with his big silky surprise.
Yeah, just like his big silky scarf.
And the big silky segment that's coming up next.
Yeah, which is a tag team match for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships as Gargano Ono defeat the Bar in 10 minutes and 19 seconds when Cassius Ono defeats his former buddy Cesaro by pinfall with a naughty move as he uses a Gotch-style piledriver. Except he doesn't, he actually uses the Roaring Elbow.
Which he's now called the Gotch-style piledriver.
Yeah.
To get you marked by surprise. He had you surprised, didn't he? Yeah, he did.
Mauro Ranallo gets a little bit excited when he was calling the commentary.
Yeah, he said, "Mamma mia, that's a spicy pile driver."
Yeah.
Pete Dunne likes finger food, Cassius Ono likes toe food.
Jesus Christ.
It says that.
Yeah, that dates.
Everyone cringes.
That dates when we booked this, because that was only a week ago.
About a week ago.
Yeah.
Some very impressive performances there from the Bar.
Yeah.
Gargano Ono picking up a little bit more. Johnny off his game, but gets a 68.
Very impressive. Gargano looks like he could be a player coming up, sort of in the next year or two.
A 79B as well. Good
yeah,
match.
No work improvements, unfortunately, but they're all veterans, so probably what you'd expect. And a 79B is a very nice tag team rating. As we move onwards.
So Dean Ambrose has shown arriving backstage when out of nowhere we see Rhino peeking out from behind a little container, like, you know, the little rectangular ones, like a storage container.
The boxes that are branded with WWE logos, just in case you didn't realise you were watching a WWE show.
Exactly. And on this show, it's the Royal Rumble, one of the biggest shows of the year, and bang! Rhino goes Dean Ambrose straight into next week. He gets the cover as a referee bursts out of nowhere who looks conspicuously like Heath Slater. He counts 1, he counts 2, but Dean kicks out. Rhino starts shouting at the ref like, "Come on, that's 3, that's 3." Gets snapped with the dirty deeds. 1, 2, 3. Ambrose retains the belt, but he's bleeding out the back of his head. Kurt Angle walks past here in the commotion, notices this, and he forces Dean Ambrose to go over to the medical facility nearby, which means that Dean Ambrose has unfortunately been ruled out of the Royal Rumble match. He's been screwed, I tell you, screwed.
And looks like he is going to have to find a replacement.
He is, yeah. Who'll that replacement be? Find out in the Rumble match later on.
Yep. So next up is the Women's Royal Rumble match. And for some reason,
Candice
doesn't have a picture when she really should.
Yeah, she does, but it's not being said. But what has been said is a Raw superstar, Sasha Banks, wins the Women's Royal Rumble. It took her 62 minutes and 40 whole seconds. The other members of the Final Four were Asuka, Charlotte Flair, and the returning Emma. She's back. What brand is she on, Mike? Is she on SmackDown?
She's actually on Raw.
She is on Raw, and she returns doing brilliant work with her great gimmick of an arrogant heel. Asuka was the final elimination, almost winning that Rumble 2 years running. And would you look at that, Shayna Baszler, the NXT Women's Champion, gets the most eliminations, with Charlotte Flair, the woman who almost won the SmackDown Women's title earlier at night. She survived the longest, going 37.5 whole minutes. But someone who didn't survive very long is Nia Jax, who sustained hip tendonitis.
So, Nathan, just thought, Sasha Banks has a women's title match later in the evening.
No, she doesn't.
Sorry, Alexa has a match later in the evening, doesn't she?
Yeah.
I confused myself. I was thinking Sasha was in the title match. She's not. It was Alexa.
No, she's not.
Never mind.
But she
we'll
will
cut
be
this.
in the title match at WrestleMania. Sasha Banks. Will she challenge Ronda Rousey, Becky Lynch, or a potential new champion that might be crowned in the coming months? Find out in the coming months. Any improvements?
Yes, lots of improvements that I'm not going to go through, but everyone can look at right there.
Sasha performance, Emma in a few. No one gives a toss about the rest.
Yeah. Nia Jax got a slight injury. Hopefully she'll be fine. I say hopefully, I don't care. She's on your roster, I think.
Yep.
After that, we cut straight to Kurt Angle and Shane sat backstage in sort of a little common room area, having a little chat, very WWE style, like Kurt Angle going, "Hey, Sasha Banks winning the Women's Rumble for Team Raw. I bet we do a clean sweep and win the men's one too." And then Shane goes, "No, that's not going to happen. We have some great guys in the Royal Rumble, and they're definitely going to win. There's no chance that Raw can beat my guys." And then they place a little wager. We don't know what it is because we don't. What's the word?
Care. Care
yes,
is the word.
That's the
we
word.
Don't fucking care.
We don't care.
77B though, a good angle. So apparently some people care. And we roll on to the next segment because we've got a lot to cover tonight.
It's nice to see the GMs sort of carry the show.
Yeah. We then have a 60... Oh, Jesus Christ.
Ooh.
We have a 64C where Ronda Rousey defeats Alexa Bliss in 10-10 by submission with an armbar halfway to next year, which would be 2020. Ronda taps the fuck out of Alexa Bliss. I'm surprised Alexa could tap out because she sustained a stinger. Something sustained by Paige and Sting,
I mean,
which isn't actually a joke. They don't seem to click, unfortunately. Ronda only doing 5 better than Alexa Bliss, who was almost fucking paralysed. So
technically,
that's my Raw Women's champ.
Technically, she could have said, "I quit."
She could have, she should have. But she's a fighter, Alexa Bliss. She's a trooper. Any improvements?
Alexa Bliss obviously tired from that Rumble match that we forced her to have before her title match.
Yeah.
We didn't think that through.
Move. Ronda improves in performance though, which is good because she is the champ. Alexa Bliss, press F to pay tribute.
Yeah. Or press F to pay her medical bills for the next 9 months.
Ah, don't worry, Kurt Angle covered, he's generous. As then backstage, Kurt Angle stood in his locker or his office. Shane McMahon's fucked off. And Kurt really should be tending to Alexa Bliss, but he's not. And in walks Bobby Lashley. He says, "Look, we had an injury." And he's like, "Yeah, I know, Alexa's got a stinger." He's like, "No, not that one, Dean Ambrose." He's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Bad night for Team Raw. Except for when we won the Rumble, guys." And Bobby Lashley says, "Look, who are you talking to, Kurt? You're pointing at the camera. There's no one there." And Bobby says, "But do you know where the people are? In the crowd. And do you know what they're saying? They're saying, 'We want Lashley. We want Lashley.'"
I think they're chanting Becky Lynch.
I think I should replace Dean Ambrose. No, they're not. I think I should replace Dean Ambrose in the Rumble match. And then in walks Bobby Roode, and Lashley's like, "Fuck off." What? He doesn't say that though, because it's PG. He's like, "Why do you want in the match? What the freak can you bring? You haven't won in months." And then in comes Baron Corbin, because when I think of a winner, I think of Baron Corbin. Then in comes the club, and they're like, "We should be in the match." And then in comes Kane with a yellow face, and Goldust, who has a partially yellow face in a way, and he's like, "We should be in the match." Goldust starts breathing on people. Kane turns the room red. Kurt Angle says, "I've got to be somewhere. I've already picked the replacement. I'm sorry, but it's none of you because you all fucking suck." Next segment.
Jervis Caneton belly.
Jesus Christ, I hope you cry.
I do, every night. Next up, we have the SmackDown Championship match between AJ Styles and Braun Strowman. And it's won by Braun Strowman as he defeats AJ Styles in 10 minutes 53. But it's by disqualification.
Oh, that slimy viper.
Because Randy Orton returns from his definitely not suspension for steroids and attacks Braun Strowman, giving him the DQ win, but not the title. AJ Styles getting a very impressive 90 in-ring performance. Braun Strowman getting a not as impressive, but still quite decent 75. And AJ Styles improving in performance skills as that match gets a 79B. AJ Styles retains and Orton costs Braun Strowman.
performance of the night so far from AJ Styles with Jimmy Uso in second place. And what do I have next, Mike? Is it another championship matchup?
I believe it is, but it could be an angle. Nobody knows. It's a match.
It's a match, isn't it? 78B, despite getting way better performances. The match does one worse, as Seth Rollins defeats Brock Lesnar in 13:30 by pinfall with the curb stomp to become Universal Champion. Oh my god, he's done it. Heyman did good work at ringside. Heyman and Brock have pretty good chemistry. But Seth Rollins is your new Universal Champion. He gets an 89. Brock gets an 81. No fuck finishes in our main title match, daddy. Seth Rollins with an 89. The Kingslayer has now slayed the beast. Hashtag slayed, daddy.
Honestly, makes no sense that this match did worse. Because it's better ratings and didn't have a screw finish and had good
It's even longer, so it can't be penalised for length.
But oh well, unlike my penis. But yeah, Seth Rollins is your new Universal Champion. Fucking hell, lads. Who'd have thunk it?
That means that up next is
Brock
your main
Lesnar
event.
lost clean.
Up next, the main event of the evening, the Royal Rumble matchup.
Yes,
and you're probably
indeed.
seeing Mike's mouse move off the screen. Why is that? Because we can broadcast the match in full here now.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you
look
may
at
be
that
wondering,
arena.
why didn't you do this for the women? And to that we say, fuck off.
This took 2 hours to do. I just want to specify 2 hours. And if you're wondering, where's all the fans? Why aren't they here? This was filmed in an empty arena match. It was during the halftime of the Super Bowl. They had a really long break this year. Concussions. It's an NFL, you know.
Yeah.
People took a kneel. People got offended. So let's start off with the Royal Rumble match.
Is Finkel still alive? He is, right?
He is, yes.
Yeah, so we're joined by the returning Howard Finkel. And he goes through the rules for the Royal Rumble match.
Swear down, if you go through the rules, I'm going to kill you.
The rules are, there'll be 30 men entering.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Oh, no, you all know the rules for the Royal Rumble. So we cut straight to the first entrant. And we hear... doof, 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 doof. And then like a load of weird noises. And out comes Finn Balor. I believe he was the Iron Man in the 2018 Royal Rumble. And he's the first entrant for the 2019 Rumble, so he will have to be so again if he wants to win. And then...
Sorry, Iron Man.
He's not Joe Coffey. The next entrant to come out, and the screen goes... Not the screen, the arena goes black.
It fades.
And we hear some music. And the music... In fact, does fade to black, because our second entrant, getting his full entrance, which is the only reason why he's number 2, Aleister Black.
Can you dig it, Balor?
It's not Booker T, it's Aleister Black.
Oh,
and they fight
when I heard the word black.
And the bell goes, and these two, there's a bit of action. They fight for a little bit.
Before we get
precisely 2 minutes, actually.
Yeah.
And then 3, 2, 1. And out comes Elias. And he's strumming his little guitar as he's going.
Strumming away.
Strumming away down to the ring. Doesn't actually sing anything because singing and walking is harder than it looks.
It is, yeah.
He puts his guitar down very gently. Doesn't want to damage that. He's going to need it later for when he wins the Royal Rumble. And he gets in the ring and he starts brawling straight away with Finn Balor. They've had a little... No, they haven't. I'm getting confused. Sorry, he fights with Aleister Black because they've had a little rivalry going over the last couple of weeks. And these three fight it out until out comes entrant number 4. And we all know who that is because of SmackDown Live last week. It's R-Truth.
And he's pink trunks.
Yeah. And R-Truth starts to fight everyone. And he hits his finisher on Elias. I can't remember what his finisher's called.
Drift away.
No. R-Truth's.
Oh, it's his scissor kick thing, isn't it?
No, I'm on about... It's like the pay dirt, but whatever. He hits the scissor kick on Elias. And he goes for the pin. But it's not a pinfall match. Like I said, or I would have said before Nathan rudely interrupted, R-Truth wouldn't have been in this situation if you'd have let me explain the rules, Nathan. but you can only be eliminated by going over the top rope and both feet hitting the floor. And Aleister Black tells R-Truth for this by hitting him with a black mass. And up gets Elias, and R-Truth is eliminated at number 1 from the Royal Rumble. For those of you that don't know, because I have 2 monitors, I see a preview of what's about to happen. I see the next slide on the screen. As the next entrant is that lad from the Spirit Squad.
It's Dolph Ziggler, the second entrant of Monday Night Raw in this matchup. Can he do well? Do you think he'll win the Royal Rumble? Who knows? What happens next, Mike?
Not with that haircut, he won't. Next up, we have another entrant. And it's another Raw member. It's Luke Harper.
Yeah. World Heavyweight Champion Luke Harper.
Yeah, Luke Harper comes in. He gives a big boot to Dolph Ziggler. He gives a big boot to Finn Balor. He does an elbow to Aleister Black. He headbutts Elias. And then magically 2 minutes transpire. And we have our next entrant. It's a very angry man with a lot of tricep meat. It's Big E.
Look at those muscles.
He does suplexes to everyone. Literally everyone. Even the people in the front row. Just because he's that hyped for this match. And then another 2 minutes has gone. And it's a man from what appears to be WWE 2K or SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. It's Shelton Benjamin. I think that is actually his picture from SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, isn't it? Yeah.
It genuinely is.
Yeah, so Shelton Benjamin is in the ring. We have a little brawl for 2 minutes, and then out comes his former tag team partner. It's Chad Gable. I have a quick question. Did Luke Harper get eliminated at some point?
He did, yes.
Luke Harper's been eliminated. Who by?
Luke Harper got eliminated by Aleister Black. Black mass, he says, as he eliminates him and then goes back to sitting down.
Yeah, much like Dean Ambrose got eliminated in real life in this one.
Yeah, R.I.P. Dean Ambrose.
So Chad Gable goes straight for Shelton Benjamin because of their little history. And then brawls with everyone else before out comes the next entrant from the WWE Supercard division. I think it's Supercard, I don't know. It is Pete Dunne. The power, 43,888. That's over 9,000. That's how powerful Pete Dunne is. And he goes and he eliminates everyone. No, he doesn't. He doesn't eliminate everyone. That would make him slightly overpowered.
Yeah.
Yeah. But,
and then up next is the replacement of Dean Ambrose. Who is it?
It's Drew McIntyre. And it appears that Chad Gable has been eliminated in the meantime.
And if you've noticed, everyone's backed away from Drew. They're all scared of the Universal Champion, and they're like, I don't want to fight him. I don't want to fight him. Why the fuck would I want to fight him? Sheldon looks annoyed.
Yeah. But next up...
this? It's EC3! Looks like we're in trouble, but he's upside down. Oh, silly bugger. He's done a flip, bless him. He thinks he's a cruiserweight. He's like, Buddy Murphy, I can beat you. I want your belt.
Yeah. And you see, Drew McIntyre, he's not there. He hasn't been eliminated.
He's behind Finn.
Is he?
Yeah, he's behind Finn.
Maybe he's getting ready for a Claymore kick. As he does hit Finn with a Claymore kick. Finn rolls to the side. And then we have Big E squaring up with Drew McIntyre. Some big guys, sort of, what do they call it? Squaring up against each other.
Beefy heavyweights. As Big E says, I'm not scared of you as everyone else cowers away again. And EC3's lying on the floor. He's totally there, totally didn't get the last 2 pictures mixed up. It was like 3 in the morning, leaves alone. But Big E's not scared of Drew. He doesn't look at him though, he looks at us.
He really should have been scared of him. Because out goes Big E and Shelton Benjamin. Both of them eliminated by Drew McIntyre.
R.I.P. Shelton.
Hang on. just noticed there's like a little demon thing on this picture. And I thought that you were saying that was Aleister Black for a minute. But then I realised that no, it's just part, it's just back of the card. So yeah, out goes Shelton Benjamin and Big E. And then next entrant is the mysterious Penta. In he comes, for some reason holding the AAA title. Not sure how he was allowed to keep that, but he's got it through customs.
Oh, bless him.
Yeah.
Cero Miedo, he says he headbutts Drew McIntyre.
You think you've messed up here because that's a different background, and then we have the same picture with a background.
Oh no, trust I did it on purpose. There's lots more backgrounds to come.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
Lots more.
And then, what's up? Penta coming in, hitting everybody, distracting everyone, gets clotheslined by Drew McIntyre, but then Drew turns around straight into a super kick from Dolph Ziggler. Dolph's going to eliminate Drew. He's going to do it. He's going to... Oh no, he's fucked up and he's been eliminated by Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, Dolph didn't mean to actually hit him. He meant to hit Finn, but Finn ducks out the way. Big super kick. And Dolph's like, shit, I didn't mean to. And everyone's in the corner, as you can see. And Drew McIntyre gets up. Dolph's in his face like, look, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. Here, have some iron brew. Here, have haggis. Then bang, headbutt from the Scottish psychopath. And out of the ring goes Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see this, but part of this skull and whatever this is, it looks like someone's foot.
It does, yeah. It looks like a shoe.
But we go, Drew McIntyre, he's very, very angry. He's really, really, really angry.
He's got a lot of dandruff as well.
Yeah. And we have the next entrant.
It is.
And it's 3, 2, 1. Duh. Booyaka, booyaka. But no Rey Mysterio. His entrance is taking longer than his one from All In. And people are confused. What's happening? And we cut backstage.
He's being
we see Rey Mysterio unconscious backstage. And Shane McMahon runs over to him because Shane McMahon has a sixth sense and he knows that something was wrong. And he calls for the medics, who you see there in the left.
Look how shocked Shane is.
Look how shiny they are. But Shane, he's calling for an ambulance. He's in trouble. He needs a replacement for Rey Mysterio in the Royal Rumble. And he looks around. He can't see anybody. He's like, "Who? Is there anyone nearby? Is there anyone nearby?" And then he sees someone. He can spot them. We have our next entrant. Coming in, it's Daniel Bryan's protege. It's Space Monkey. He's in the Royal Rumble. And you see there, he has a tense stare down with Pete Dunne. Which man can bite them harder? And you see there, Drew McIntyre, very scared of Space Monkey in the corner. And then you see Pete Dunne and Space Monkey have a little brawl. And then Drew McIntyre eliminates Space Monkey. Drew McIntyre on a tear. Very angry. Very annoyed that Space Monkey is in this match. Mainly because he believes that Space Monkey should have been in the title match earlier in the night. But he takes out his frustrations. He eliminates Space Monkey. But Space Monkey, if you know Space Monkey, always accompanied to the ring by a trusty banana. And leaves that in the ring. And Pete Dunne decides to eat the banana. Everyone's down. Drew McIntyre was hit from behind after he eliminates Space Monkey. Everyone's down. Pete Dunne decides, you know what, need to fill up on some potassium, some vitamin B. Decides to eat the banana, as shown in this nice handy graphic here. So in the ring at the minute we have Aleister Black, Finn Balor, Penta, Drew McIntyre and Pete Dunne. And EC3 somewhere in the background, I believe. Or was he eliminated earlier?
He's been eliminated.
Okay, EC3 was eliminated by Drew McIntyre. I wasn't sure. I knew he was injured at some point out on the side. He'd been hurt during that flip.
Nowhere.
And then, while Pete Dunne is eating this banana, just as he's about to finish, we have the next entrant. And it's Apollo Crews.
Oh, I love Apollo.
Is Pete Dunne
going
to be eating this banana until he's eliminated?
You'll see.
Or until he wins?
You'll see.
Yeah. So we have Apollo run into the ring, does some really cool flippy stuff, doesn't stop smiling the entire time because it's Apollo Crews. And then we see the elimination of Penta again by Drew McIntyre. Decent performance by Penta, but not quite good enough. As we see another elimination of Apollo Crews, this time by Aleister Black with another Black Mass kick. Good performance by Aleister Black. He's got 2 eliminations so far, I believe, and he's been in there since number 2. Finn Balor also still in there since number 1. Drew McIntyre, I believe, entered at number 12.
Yes,
and Pete Dunne entered at number 10. As we have our next entrant, and it is entrant number 16, and it is Xavier Woods. He's a man, he's very hyper, he's very active. Going to be very fired up after the elimination of his good friend Big E earlier on. And he goes...
looks like if you eliminate Xavier Woods, there will be some consequences.
Lethal consequences.
Ooh.
But yeah, Xavier goes straight for Drew McIntyre, annoyed that he eliminated his friend Big E. Hits Drew McIntyre no-sells it, stares at him. Xavier Woods decides, you know what, I'm going to pick on Finn Balor instead, and goes after him. And then we have our next entrant. He's the very scary and stern-looking German man. It's Axel Dieter Jr.
Look at his jacket.
Yeah, Axel Dieter Jr. with a jacket that appears to not be buttoned up properly.
Or real.
Yeah. Have you photoshopped that shirt on?
I just found it on Google.
It's actually quite good.
No, it's not. Look at the top button.
Yeah, it's decent.
Look at the collar.
And we see Xavier Woods eliminated again by Drew McIntyre. He's on a tear.
Yes.
Out goes Drew McIntyre. We're down to 5 people in the ring.
6.
6?
Look at the banana.
Shut up. We're down to 5 real people in the ring. And then they're fighting. And then everyone's down off some big power moves. Then what happens? It's 2002 Michael Cole. He goes, sorry guys, we've lost power in the arena. We don't know what's happening. But, is it? Could it be? I hate you.
Press the button. It's CM Punk! He's back! Look in my eyes. What do you see? Nothing, because it's pitch black. Aww. Philly, we're being fooled.
I hate you so much.
Had us going there. Oh, I really thought he was coming out, Mike. I really did.
This is why I don't leave you in charge of things.
Oh, it's CM Punk, guys, man.
And then that entrance took so long that as soon as Bray Wyatt gets in the ring, we have another buzzer, and out comes Shinsuke Nakamura.
Da, na, 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 da, na, 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 na. Come on, I'm not here. I don't know the words to the rap.
Nakamura's spot, of course, solidified by his spot in the match last week as well. And yeah, Nakamura does his thing, and then you're going to have to explain this because I don't understand what's happening next.
Well, as you can see, someone shot the screen, but what's that on the left? It's Mustafa Ali, the next entrant. He's lighting up, and there he is. And look at Bray Wyatt sat in the corner, the cheeky little bastard.
He's like, that's not fair. I bring the light, and then you've got more shiny lights than me.
Yeah. Oh, bloody cocky little twat.
Yeah.
And who's next?
Next up, I'm telling you guys, it's a big one. It's possibly the favourite for the 2019 Royal Rumble match. A legend returning to the WWE for the first time in what's got to be over 10 years.
It's a solid decade.
It's Jimmy Wang Yang! Jimmy Wang Yang has entered the 2019 Royal Rumble. This is my pick to win it, says JR on commentary, even though he's not there.
Bionic Redneck returns.
Yeah, and he runs into the ring and gets immediately eliminated by Pete Dunne. That's got to be a record. It's got to be a record. Check the history. Check the timing. Check the timing. Spoilers, it's not, but it was close.
Cowboys suck, says the banana in the title belts.
Yeah. And then all the guys in the ring go back to their little brawl, and out comes the next entrant.
Who is it?
It's Bray Wyatt's little friend. It's Mike Kanellis.
Here he is! Look how wacky he looks!
Nathan's best friend, if you get that inside joke from 3 years ago.
Fuck me, that's a long one.
Yeah. So in comes Mike Kanellis, and he goes straight to Bray, make sure that he's okay. And then Bray gives him an order.
Attack them, Mikey, says they're good friends. They've got pet names. Yeah. Bray calls Mike Mikey. Mike calls Bray Daddy, you know. It's the usual. We'll all do it.
Just like JoJo.
Yeah, exactly. Just like JoJo. And he says, okay, anything for you, Bray. And he puts a little kiss there on the end. But not the type of kiss you use, the type of kiss that's used for maths, like algebra. Yeah. Only in Pythagoras' theorem, you know, the special type of X's that none of you virgins get.
But yeah, and then Mike Kanellis, he does attack them. And he eliminates both Pete Dunne and his banana and Mustafa Ali. And we're back down to 5 people in the ring.
We are. 5 banana.
I believe someone else got eliminated at some point that we forgot to mention. Apollo's gone.
So's Dieter.
Yeah, and so is Dieter. I don't know who they got eliminated by. We're just going to say Drew McIntyre because he's eliminating everybody else.
It's carnage, I tell you, carnage.
Next up, we have entrant number 23. And it's Jeff Hardy. He goes in. He ducks under Mike Kanellis. He hits Finn Balor with a clothesline. He runs, hits Bray Wyatt in the corner. Bray Wyatt slumps down. He runs the other way. He dodges Mike Kanellis again. He goes for the Whisper in the Wind, hits Mike Kanellis, and then gets hit with a Claymore kick by Drew McIntyre and rolls to the edge of the ring. Then out comes the next entrant. It's it's Daniel Bryan. And Daniel Bryan, he comes in, he hits everybody. He's hitting everyone with knees and kicks. And he goes for a couple of the yes kicks, or whatever they're called, on Kanellis. He goes for yes kicks on Bray Wyatt. He goes for delete kicks on Jeff Hardy because gimmick infringement. And then Mike Kanellis goes to get Daniel Bryan from behind. But what's that? It's Mike Kanellis' wife. It's Maria. She's distracting, apparently, what looks like distracting Daniel Bryan, but she's actually distracting Mike Kanellis and Bray Wyatt.
Too.
Yeah. And then Bray and Mike get eliminated by a mix of Shinsuke and probably Drew.
Mainly Shinsuke.
And then
Nations of the Night for Shinsuke.
Oh, okay, you've confused me with what's happening here. Next up, we have Randy Orton. Oh no, I remember. I confused myself for a second. Randy Orton comes in and he RKO's Jeff Hardy. He comes in. He RKO's Daniel Bryan. He RKO's Drew McIntyre and eliminates him. Drew McIntyre, the man with the most eliminations so far in the Rumble, is eliminated by the Viper, Randall
he's gone too.
Keith Orton. No one cares about Jeff Hardy, but he's gone too, apparently.
And then there were 4.
Yeah.
Just kidding. We've got another entrant.
We've got another couple of entrants, because Orton was number 25. But at the minute, as it stands, we're down to 4 men in the ring. Orton standing tall, and out comes a very shouty Japanese man. It's Akira Tozawa. And Randy Orton does his little 5 moves of doom, but without the RKO, because as he's going for the RKO, he hits it on Finn Balor instead, and Finn Balor is eliminated. We're down to just Daniel Bryan, Akira Tozawa, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, and 4 other entrants.
And then it's a lucky number 27 up next. A number so lucky that it's Stephen Taylor's favourite number when he played for Newcastle United. But who is the lucky number 27 tonight, Mike?
It's actually not, because we're not quite at that time yet. But out comes Braun. And he doesn't look happy. And who would be after their title match is interrupted by a man that currently stands in the ring after RKOing literally 72 people? Braun Strowman, he goes straight for Randy Orton, hits him with a running power slam, and Randy Orton is eliminated by Braun Strowman. Not an entrant in the match, but eliminated he is by Braun because Braun very upset.
Braun what he can and can't do.
I'm not going to tell him no. Braun wants to have sex with my dog. Braun can have sex with my dog. I'm not telling him no.
Bit of a mean thing to say about your mum.
Don't even shut up. Prick.
And up next, it's finally that time.
At least mine
for the
loves
lucky
me.
number 27.
Yeah. This is a great picture. It's Samoa Joe.
He's running down to the ring.
And Samoa Joe has a stare down with Shinsuke Nakamura.
He eliminates Akira Tozawa.
Yeah.
He loses 10 years worth of age.
Has a stare down with Shinsuke and Bryan. What a triple threat this would be. And then next up, it's Ali Idolo. It's Andrade. Because he doesn't have a surname now.
Yeah, he fucking does.
But he's not alone. He is joined to the ring by his manager, Zelina Vega.
She's distracting Samoa Joe, Mike.
Yeah.
What you doing?
And Samoa Joe is eliminated by...
She's got a good six-pack, like.
by Andrade. And then we have entrant number 29. We all know who this is. It's the man himself. It's The Miz from, I believe that's the WWE Superstars. Is it Superstars?
All Stars.
All Stars, that's the one. Brilliant game. Really spammable. You just play as Randy Savage. You run at someone, press triangle, you jump off them onto the top rope, and then press square and literally hit them wherever they are in the entire arena.
And that's it for today's episode of Gaming Tips with Mike. We return now with the Royal Rumble, as we have one more entrant left to make. But does that happen straight away? I can't fucking remember. No, it doesn't. It says Michael Cole, who's aged 9 years. He says, guys, Daniel Bryan has been in the Rumble so long, his hair's grown back.
Yeah, he hasn't been in the ring that long, because he's only been in there for since number 24.
But there's been a distraction from Zelina Vega, Braun Strowman at Salt, and there's been a lot of RKOs.
Yeah. And then, next up, number 30. We know who it is. It's Rusev.
Rusev Putria, Rusev Machka. One of us is really out of time.
And then Rusev gets to the ring. And Daniel Bryan, he goes for yes kicks on Andrade Cien Almas. And he eliminates him.
Ah, and he stamps on Rusev's face.
Yeah, and we are down to the final four. It's last year's winner, Shinsuke Nakamura. It's the greatest teacher of all time, The Miz. It's the man that leeched off him for years, Daniel Bryan. And it's Big Daddy Rusev.
And now you're probably thinking, I know what you're thinking. Guys, there's only one Raw superstar there. How can Rusev possibly win a 1v3 situation against 3 SmackDown superstars? And to that, I say, do you remember Survivor Series last year, Mike?
Yeah, and to that I say, it was only Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe and someone else. Jeff Hardy. This is Shinsuke Nakamura, The Miz and Daniel Bryan. No way.
One of these 4 men
but what's that?
Go to WrestleMania.
Rusev.
It's a Machka kick!
He hits Shinsuke with the Machka kick. And Shinsuke is eliminated.
And there's Lana, she says, Rusev crush!
And Rusev, it's a monster. It's Rusev versus The Miz versus Daniel Bryan. One of these men will main event WrestleMania. And Bryan says, you know what? Bryan, I hate you and you leeched off me for years and I taught you everything I know and you stole that and you became multiple time WWE and Intercontinental Champion and main evented the best WrestleMania ever, pulling double duty, beating Triple H, Randy Orton and Batista and probably Ric Flair backstage for the entire Evolution lineup. But we need to team up to eliminate Rusev. He's a monster. He's literally a tank. He rode to the ring in a tank. It was a tank in a tank. It's Thomas the Tank Engine. And Bryan agrees. And Rusev is eliminated. And we're down to Daniel Bryan versus The Miz to find out who will main event WrestleMania.
As our SmackDown what's the word? As our SmackDown commissioner or some shit, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah. Brian, he points to the WrestleMania sign. Miz does too. Miz says, bring it. And Daniel Bryan brings it. He hits a super kick that he doesn't do, but he hits it anyway. Miz is staggered against the ropes. Bryan hits the double knees. And Daniel Bryan is going to WrestleMania.
He's done it. He's done it. I can't believe it.
Fireworks are off the ring because apparently this was done in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, the only place that can now afford fireworks. And Daniel Bryan will headline WrestleMania. And that's that. And then we're just going to go... and that match got a 82B.
Yeah.
I believe that was match of the night.
It was, yes.
So that is Daniel Bryan winning the Royal Rumble. The other members of the Final Four, of course, being The Miz, Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. Drew McIntyre got the most eliminations and Finn Balor set the record for surviving the longest, just pipping out Aleister Black. So Braun Strowman obviously attacked Orton. Maria Kanellis destroyed Mike Kanellis and Bray Wyatt. Jimmy Wang Yang making his debut. Not his Rumble he would have hoped for. He was my favourite to win, but unfortunately wasn't quite ready. He wasn't ready, Nathan. He wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready, said Santino Marella back in 09.
And Pete Dunne gets the elimination. And quite a few work improvements, not quite as many as in the Rumble. Space Monkey improving his performance skills. That's the tutelage of The Miz having tutored Daniel Bryan that has done that. Pete Dunne improved his performance skills. Elias improved his flying and performance skills. Luke Harper improved his performance skills. Jeff Hardy improved his performance skills. And Dolph Ziggler also improved his performance skills. We will end the show with an 80B, increasing our popularity in 17 regions. A very good show, I believe.
Brilliant.
A very action-packed show. Daniel Bryan winning the battle, the Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins winning the Universal title. Sasha Banks winning the Women's Royal Rumble. So now Daniel Bryan has a tough decision to make. Will he face Seth Rollins or AJ Styles at WrestleMania? Assuming they make it through Elimination Chamber, of course. But who will Daniel Bryan face? Who will Sasha Banks face? Will she go for Ronda? Will she go for her former four-horsewoman partner, Becky Lynch? You'll have to find out soon in WWE Draft Wars.